quick look over his shoulder. Another MiG closing on his tail. 9 more circling, all intent on blowing him out of the sky. Epstein is enveloped by 5 pairs of MiG-21s. Each pair will take a crack at the lone Israeli. As soon as 2 MiG-21s complete a pass, another pair is ready to engage.
I was on the defense all the time, but from time to time, I have the opportunity to do things.
Epstein's epic 1 versus 10 fight begins with the first pair of MiGs on his 6 o'clock. The leader firing wildly. Epstein will brake hard left, forcing the MiGs to overshoot. But his delta wing Nesher will lose energy in a sustained turn, making him vulnerable to attack. Epstein throws the stick over, then levels his wings. It's called unloading, or decreasing the centrifugal G-forces that deplete energy.
So immediately, you level the aeroplane and try to gain as much speed as you can until the other pair come after you. If you continue to turn after you brake, then you lost all your speed. And then somebody else can come from the outside and kill you.
No sooner does he level the wings than he sees 2 other MiGs directly off his nose.
Suddenly I see flashes at front of me, and I see 2 MiG-21s launch missile against me head-on.
The missiles have no chance of arming or detonating from the forward quarter, but just the impact would be fatal. All Epstein can do is duck. The missiles and MiGs pass right over his canopy. Suddenly, another pair of MiGs moves in from behind.
The fact is, and which is lucky thing, is that on your 6 o'clock, there is a place for only 1 aeroplane. So they can be 20 or 100 or 1,000. Behind you can be only 1 aeroplane. Only those who are behind you can kill you.
This time, Epstein has a precious few seconds to go on the offense. He'll bank sharply, pop the brakes, lift the nose, and barrel roll smoothly onto the trailing MiG's 6 o'clock. In a brilliant display of aerial dexterity, he's turned the tables on the MiGs.
Epstein was a master of managing energies. And he always knew what his potential energy is at every spot, and he calculated it, he knew where he's going. I mean, he was good at that.
A short burst of 30mm cannon fire. Then a huge fireball. Epstein immediately levels his wings, preparing for the next encounter. The last pair of MiGs move in for the kill. For 7 minutes, Giora Epstein has fought alone against 11 MiG-21s. The last 2 are moving into position on his tail.
There are less and less MiGs until there is only 1 pair behind me.
Epstein will sense when the MiGs are about to fire, then brake hard at the last moment, forcing an overshoot. Then he will reverse sharply, bringing his guns to bear. Epstein brakes. The MiGs flash by. then try bugging out by pulling into a steep climb. Exactly as planned, Epstein reverses sharply, levels, gains some speed, then climbs in pursuit. He lines up the rear of the pair in his gun sight.
I shoot the number 2, and it hit him in the cockpit. There was no explosion and no smoke, nothing, and it just went all the way down to the ground.
The other MiG continues to run. Epstein brings his nose to bear and acquires good tone from his remaining heat-seeking missile.
I launched my second missile, which unfortunately went like a bidon.
The missile falls away from the underwing pylon. Epstein has the cannon ammunition, but not enough fuel for a chase. It would have been his 5th kill for the day.
I was cocky enough to ask the controller if there is any more targets for me. So he told me no.
Epstein returns to his base, a forward outpost in the Sinai Desert. After shutting down the engine, he has to be lifted out of the cockpit.
My legs shaking, and there is no, because it was nearly 10 minutes of very, very intensive thing.
10 adrenaline-pumping minutes of dodging and weaving, rolling and reversing, pulling maximum positive and negative G.
I spoke to him many times. I said, "What make you stay there?" He says, "It didn't even occur to me to leave. There's no such a question. I mean, I had the ammunition, I had fuel. Why should I go anywhere?"